Namaskar. My name is Joy Mascarenhas from the Yoga Place, and welcome to a new series of meditations. This series is called Inner Reflections. These inner reflections will take us more deeper into awareness, will take us more deeper into silence. Because when we are aware at a more deeper level, we learn to align ourselves, develop even more balance, and the result is peace. There will be two parts with every meditation, or rather with every video. One will be the part where I will be explaining and speaking a little bit on the topic that we are going to be covering. And the second part will be the practice itself. There will be a time stop when you want to directly go on to the meditation. But for the first time, I would recommend you to also listen and watch the talk series, the talk part. As always, the meditations will be very simple, but do not be fooled by the simplicity of the meditations, because the more complex it gets, the more difficult it will be to de-stress yourself and to experience inner peace. Rather, it will take you into a state of doing. The whole purpose is to bring you into a state of undoing. So, shall we begin? The topic for today is to be aware of your thoughts and feelings when you are alone. There is an old Taoistic saying, watch your thoughts when you're alone. Yes, this is very true. Because when we are around people, our mind, our feelings are subconsciously occupied with our surroundings, with the people we are around, the task that is at hand, the discussions going on. So we do not have so much of an opportunity to watch what's going on within. And the mind has a way to express itself outwards. But when you're alone, the mind is set free. And this free mind starts to wander. This brings us to the next saying. An idle mind is a devil's workshop. So what happens when we are alone? So when we are alone, the mind clings on to stimuluses. That is, fancies or hates. It clings on to desires, to passions, or maybe to rage, or even fear, loneliness. That's because this is the time when the mind doesn't have a stimulus to be preoccupied with. And now it is set free, like a tiger in the wild. It is a long practice, a long journey to tame this tiger. At least to bring this mind under some control, to quieten it, at least to some extent. In fact, meditation is a very beautiful practice when we are quiet and alone. So we can bring this tiger a little more within our control. I wouldn't like to use the word controlled, but to be in harmony with us. Okay, so let us take a few moments for another reflection today and see what we can do to just become aware of these tigers that are within us. Not the tigers outside, but the tigers within us. Now you can take a quiet spot, somewhere where you are totally undisturbed. Sit comfortably, preferably with your back straight. Please note, you can also practice this meditation without the video at other times, wherever you have the opportunity and the need for it. Remember, this practice is not limited to the here and now. This practice is to be taken every time when you're alone. Whenever you can, bring your mind. Whenever you can, gather yourself. Gather yourself to observe. Gather yourself to disassociate yourself with these thoughts and emotions that overwhelm you and run wild when you're alone. You should give yourself an opportunity because this is a continuous practice. Now we shall be using the breath as a tool to contain these tigers. Just become aware of your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Just breathe in, breathe out. You will notice the moment you move within yourself, the moment you become aware of your breath, you will immediately become aware of your thoughts and emotions. Because now you are working with yourself from a different point of view. In fact, you're activating a different part of your brain. You will also become aware that you are finding it difficult to stay with your breath. You are getting overwhelmed with your thoughts and emotions and getting carried away. When this happens, immediately return back to the breath. Remember, the technique is very simple. It is meant to de-stress and relax. So the practice has to be effortless. In fact, choiceless observation of what is happening to you. As you are with your breath, you will notice that the thoughts still linger. The feelings are still there. And that is fine. Do not resist. Do not try to fight your thoughts. They are very powerful. Do not try to fight your emotions. They can be very overwhelming. Rather cling on to this one great gift or tool that you have. And that is this smooth breath. As it is flowing in, as it is flowing out. Remember, every time you lose the smoothness of the breath, return to the smoothness of the breath and watch what happens to your mind. What happens to your breath? What happens to your emotions? There is an instant alignment, an instant inner balance, an instant shift of consciousness. An instant arriving into the here and now. And yes, there is a difficulty to maintain and to sustain. But that is fine. All we have to do is stick with the practice, stick with the awareness. Remember, this is not a mind control, breath control exercise. Just watch, just observe. Maybe listen to the sound. Very soft, very smooth, very subtle, and very relaxing. If at any point you experience silence and stillness, just let yourself flow in the silence and stillness. And try to increase the time where you shall be in the silence and stillness. And every time you even forget and get trapped in this pattern with your thoughts, you have to come back. You have to come back. Return every time. Return every time. Even though this meditation we are practicing now is a short meditation, the true meditation has to be a continuous practice, because you're going to get carried away every time. We are going to be overpowered. I want you to breathe in very smooth and breathe out very smooth. If there is any tightness in your breathing, I want you to soften that breath. Very gently soften that breath. Very gently smoothen that breath. Almost effortlessly. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Then slowly maintaining that inner peace, maintaining that inner quiet, gently open your eyes. Remember, even though this video, this meditation is a short one, Actually, the practice is continuous because we are continuously being overwhelmed with our thoughts, our emotions, with different situations in life. And we have to keep returning back. We have to keep generating awareness. Keep understanding what's happening within and allowing peace to flow in through our inner reflections. I trust you've had a wonderful meditation, and I see you for the next one soon. Namaskar.